Hold on, folks. Just doing something right quick. What's up, y'all? This is DE2 Productions, and welcome back to my channel. So, before we get into this article, I think this franchise is going on the right direction because of how positive this film has gotten since this came out in overseas, and a whole lot of people have been supporting this movie left and right. And basically, it goes to show you that as long as people enjoy this movie for what it is, then I'm all right with it. All I want to see in the community is people coming together and supporting this movie because it's been a long time since we had a Mortal Kombat movie. And 10 years in the making, they be planning what they've be well, what I'm trying to say is that it's been 10 years since they've been planning on making this movie. So it's safe to say that this movie is going to break box office records. It already did it in I guess I guess China, Asia, any other countries, non-speaking countries that are loving this movie. Even you got some people from the United States left the US to go to Asia to see this movie. I guess it came out in certain countries and whatnot. But I will say this though, this movie and the franchise as a whole is going places. So I'm happy to know that people are actually, appreciating this movie for what it is. And I can care less about the story because it's Mortal Kombat. So don't expect anything to be from MK1. So, and I've just seen my boy, future boy Kamikaze's video on the Mortal Kombat movie Easter egg. And I mean, it's only one spoiler, so I'm not gonna like front about it. What they've shown in this image is when Sonya was talking to Cole Young, well, showing him pictures about the history of the fighters and throughout the tournament. And they show a picture and a drawing of Nightwolf as the Easter egg. So I don't know if he's coming in the sequel or maybe future installments. Because if y'all remember in my videos, I did on the rumors about Nightwolf, Cyrax, and Sector and them coming into the Mortal Kombat movie, but they all got cut for some strange reason. And I was really hoping to see them though, but oh well. But regardless, I'm just glad that people are loving this film. And shout outs to Future Boy Kamikaze for doing a video on the Easter egg about this movie as a whole. So I think what we're gonna do is just read about the article about why the director wanted to expand the franchise to newer fans, aka new people who haven't even heard of Mortal Kombat. They probably know about the games, but they don't really know about the entire franchise as a whole. So I'm hoping he keeps his word on it because this franchise is going places, like I said before. So let me share this screen. Hope y'all can see very well. Here we go. Because sometimes what I be clicking on, I can't even talk. What is going on with this dang thing? Here we go. All right, so it says Mortal Kombat director on expanding the franchise to new fans. Expanding the franchise to new fans. You already are, because I think what he's trying to tell us is that not only that this franchise is rebooting it, but it's going to make sure it stays faithful to the source material. And I think that's exactly what they're doing. So let's hop into it. And forgive me for my bad reading, so don't mind that. It's hard to say just how much of the iconic Mortal Kombat franchise will be in the new reboot when it releases on April 23rd and hit theaters and on HBO Max. But from what has been released so far and what the cast and crew have said about it, it certainly sounds like it remains true to the core elements and more. Director Simon McQuaid reinforced this during a recent press event attended comicbook.com by classifying that the whole point was to expand the franchise for new fans rather than changing it altogether. Now, the part where he said something about not changing everything altogether, he's willing to keep some stuff, but not making everything out of a video game. But just make sure it's staying close to the source material, and that's really what it should be. So, what I think that's what he's trying to say. He's not trying to change everything, but trying to make sure the source is still, iconic. So you pretty much got to give him credit for that. Um, Let me just for a minute. We really didn't, you know, we really did consider the new fans a lot in this film. but we always felt that we could respect the fans and the material and not annihilate anyone new, McQuaid said at one point during the event. We don't really change anything fundamentally to try and pay service to new fans. It was like, come on. I'm sorry. It was just come on and ride with us. The fans have been here before and you'll enjoy it. And remember when I said about my Jesus Christ, my mouth reading sucks, y'all. I guess it's because I'm just tired, being bored at home, not doing anything. But yeah, I'm making YouTube videos. So come on a ride with us. The fans have been here before and you'll enjoy it. We wanted to actually expand it out to new people rather than changing it to make it easier for new people. So it was quite a fundamental point of view going on. I mean, view going in, but it's like, no, 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 no. Let's expand it out so more people can enjoy the truth of what's here rather than changing the truth. So I might have done this video on this before, but I just want to make sure we get a clear understanding of what McQuaid was actually trying to say. He wants to make balance between older fans and newer fans who are new to the Mortal Kombat scene. And what he's saying is that he wants to bring this film into the new up and comers who never seen this film before and wants to enjoy it. Because based on what I've seen on YouTube with some clips, this film alone looks a lot fun. So I guess you could say that there are going to be people out there that still do not like this movie because Johnny Cage is not in it. And to that, I say grow up. So Johnny Cage is not even that special. So I'm sorry to say this. He may be iconic, but he's not that special. I'm sorry. I'm saying for a minute. Brandon, what's up? Nice for you to stop by. So, what I'm saying? I just want to make sure that, everybody's having a good time while watching this movie because I really do want this film to be successful. And I know it's going to be. Just because Johnny Cage is not in it doesn't mean the movie is going to be bad. So you got to get that out of your minds because you're starting to sound stupid when you say that. On to another topic for a minute. Um, Earlier I was on Twitter and about Donald Fury about tokusatsu channels on YouTube like Orange Ranger videos and not to throw hate on them or anything. I was on the Twitter and I couldn't help but to feel like he's gonna hate this season because of the bad writing, and I get it. The show is not perfect, and I don't think it ever will be. But as long as it's writing, it's fine. But I can tell in like certain shots that he's not gonna like this episode even more. Just like he's never liked any of the episodes. But I can't get mad at him for that because you know I know that the writers are trying, but I just felt like what I realized about what was going on in episode 5, which I didn't even pay attention to realize it myself. VGL, what's up? About because of the winning attitude. how they got a new different writers for that episode. And looking back at it now, I just felt like it was kind of forced, you know, about Special Olympics and everything. I just thought it was really unnecessary. But Izzy is not a bad character. I mean, listen, Izzy is not a terrible character. I just don't like what the writing was doing, you know? Uh so I mean, especially in episode 7 about Javi, the dad is what's wrong with the season. I just don't like his character. His their dad is just complete, bro. So when I watched this episode last weekend, what I should have done is realizing how stupid his dad was by taking away his guitar that his son paid $900 for it out of his own money, and you're gonna stop him from playing music and to express his musical talents to the people. Like, what do you want your son to be? Like you? Old washed up? That I think that right there is what kind of threw me off when I was watching this episode last weekend. And don't get me wrong, Donald Fury is a good show, but it's just problems like this that really make me question why are they making their father the douche of the season? You get mad at Javi. You get mad at Javi for not protecting his stepsister enough, and Javi was just embarrassed, by this whole thing, and he should have just had a moment with his father and just try to talk some sense to him and talk back to him like, bruh, you pretty much embarrassed me in front of people and everybody recorded the whole thing on video. You stopped me from playing the guitar in the park. Then you get mad at me for not protecting my little sister enough. And I'm just thinking, if I were Javi, I would just cuss him out. Because you're not gonna, play favoritism towards Izzy all the time. And that's the sad thing about the episodes, actually looking back at it now. So I gave it a 3 out of 5 for a reason. The first one was the music as always. The second one was the unwanted fight scenes, even though it was a bit shorter, fortunately. But I still enjoyed it though. And three, the crap. Oh, and the third part was Chance Perez's acting performances as Javi. He did an amazing job in this episode. Only thing I didn't like was his high pitched voice. Like, you know how you're in the ADR room and all of a sudden your voice becomes high. And I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, why why do they sound so childlike in the studio? But that's just me though. 3 out of 5. I still give it a 3 out of 5 for that episode. Um, and I know some people don't like Mick from Ninja Steel. Even I don't like him. But my concern for episode 8 of Donald Fury is that it's gonna end up being like Ninja Steel when it comes to the moral of the day. Because I don't trust the writers because when Mick is around, he's gonna be playing the whole message thing. I'm like, Lord have mercy. All I could do is just watch the episode and see it for myself because I'm not fond of the character, to be honest. So Down Fury is a good show still. It's just some of the writing and the question that really make me just question. That's all I gotta say. But getting back to what I was saying about um Orange Ranger videos on Twitter, and you know, I think part of the reason why I was a bit concerned about him having a negative experience about this season, because I don't want to, what I'm saying, I just don't want him to hate this season. I know he was just giving his review and opinions on it, just like everybody else has. But and when he says that he's glad that I enjoy his reviews, I do. So I get that, why Ninjas, well, uh, Ninja Steel and Beast Morphers has some questionable stuff, and Donald Fury is starting to go down that road, and I don't want that. So all I could do is just try to understand where he's coming from without making it seem like he hates the season. Because that's the thing I struggle the most on my life. Because being autistic as I am, I've always assumed people would hate this season because of one thing, and that thing that what I'm saying, that's going to make this season terrible as a whole. You know, so don't get me wrong. Orange Ranger videos here, cool dude, and I watch his videos all the time. You know what I'm saying? I just need to like stop assuming stuff though. So and I did kind of, went a little too far. Saying Beckham Barnes belongs in the streets. Well, I take back what I said, but still, she's not that good of a writer, to be honest, though. But as long as she's improving of her writing skills, that's all that matters to me. I just want the show to do good, and so I got to say, well, that's all I have to say before it goes on a hiatus. So let's go to the comments. VJL, what's up, man? Nice for you to stop by. Uh, Bull 127, what's up? And about the Venom being in the Mortal Kombat movie, I don't think it's possible because it's just weird to see Venom in a Mortal Kombat movie, knowing that either NetherRealm warriors are going to end up, you know, being possessed with the Venom powers like Behan, because we all know he's one evil, crazy son of a gun. And just imagine him having the powers of Venom and be more 10 times powerful, yet more demonic and evil at the same time. So it's only possible, y'all. It's only possible. And about that article we just read earlier about Summer McQuaid about expanding the franchise to new fans, I believe it can work as long as the film does good in the box office, like how King Kong versus Godzilla, Godzilla versus Kong, it can easily work. You just gotta trust and believe. So I wouldn't say that Mortal Kombat and Dragon Ball Z wouldn't cross over because when Liu Kang doesn't fly and so does Kung Lao. Only person that does fly is Raiden, the god of thunder, the god of lightning. So just imagine him as a DLC character of Dragon Ball Fighter Z. That would have been super funny to see Raiden in that game because you know he can't go Super Saiyan, but he can use his lightning powers like crazy because he's a thunder god. And Naruto, maybe if it's done in animation style, then yes, but not in live action because I think it's gonna look weird. Put the invite to the chat so you guys can come talk with me for a minute before I end this off. So earlier I was watching VGL's video earlier about some idiot skinhead crying about Melina being played by a black woman in this upcoming Mortal Kombat movie, and some people from Geeks and Gamers being mad about it as well. And somehow I kind of figured they were going to get mad at it because they don't know nothing about Mortal Kombat or anything, so they think playing having a black actress playing Melina is all woke and racist, and that's basically their problem. So what people should be mad at is the actress who's playing Buttercup in the Powerpuff Girls so-called reboot on CW of all places. And I've seen her Twitter, and she pretty much doesn't like white people, saying that white people are trash and all that craziness, being racist as usual. But I don't know, man. It's just how people can be when it comes to being woke and everything. But in the Mortal Kombat reboot case, I don't see that at all. Anybody can play a character. And while I was watching VJL's live stream on the Mortal Kombat video, I heavily noticed that nobody hasn't really crying about the casting choices of the Mortal Kombat movies back in the 90s. Some are from some are from Germany, some are from born in South Africa, Russian, and the black dude, the light skinned brother who played Rain in the second God Awful movie. I don't hear people crying about that. So basically, they're okay with 95 in the sequel, but you're not okay with the Mortal Kombat reboot because you're so busy being caught up on nostalgia in the video games and the comics, but you wouldn't acknowledge the movie, especially when Sissy Stringer is playing Melina. So you're not okay with her playing Melina, but you're okay with the first two 90s movies. Someone please explain that logic. Hypocrites, man. I'm trying to see something out. Yeah, I mean, if y'all have some, questions to ask me, feel free to do so. Or you could just jump on to the StreamYard invite so we can talk. And Brandon, I don't think you can join the StreamYard because I think you might have to use your laptop or just anything else because I don't think you can use your phone. Um, I guess we could talk about the WWE and the first two nights of WrestleMania 37. I didn't care for it, nor I ever watch it. Because I know there's going to be some hardcore wrestling fans out there that you know care about this stuff, but I don't because WrestleMania is just not the same. Heck, wrestling is not even the same anymore, to be honest, because I barely watch WWE or AEW because I've been so busy focusing on life, you know, and I'm not even into stuff like I used to. And So yeah, WrestleMania Part 1 and 2. Didn't care, didn't watch it. So tell me this. What was the point of having the crowd there at WrestleMania when you couldn't bring the crowd back onto Raw night after WrestleMania? And I already knew that this was one of the worst night after Mania's episode. I just knew it from the jump. And I can't say the same for Friday Night SmackDown. So tell me something. Edge couldn't win the title at WrestleMania 37 this year. I can only imagine that he's going to probably win it at the next pay-per-view or even on the episode of SmackDown. To be honest, WWE has been falling flat lately because if you don't have the crowd there, nobody is going to want to watch it. Nobody is going to enjoy it. It may have done some good, having everybody at WrestleMania, last Sunday, but just don't feel like being back in the Thunderdome, you know. Like it feels weird. So hopefully when there's a legit crowd there, not that many people, I personally believe that, anything can work if it does right. So and maybe there's going to be some people out there who will be excited for Undertaker's Hall of Fame ceremony next year. So it's going to be in Houston, Texas, of course, because Houston is like one of the biggest cities out there or countries out there for that matter. And not only that, they're going to have their first Hall of Fame ceremony there, but WrestleMania 38 is going to be there as well. So if you don't know, Mark Calloway was born and raised in Houston, Texas. I can't picture anybody who looks like Mark Calloway playing the Undertaker based on the storyline in the WWF, but not, you know, the man behind the character in real life. So we'll have to see how it goes. But with that being said, I'm gonna end this live stream. I thank y'all for coming out. Shout out to Brian McCree, VJL58, Bull 127. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.